I welcome everyone. Thank you very much for watching us. Dear viewer, we kindly ask you to like it. Your like is essential for the development of the channel Guru.Markets. Now let's compare the company's current fundamental indicators. PCB Bancorp. Ticker, PCB. This review was generated using information as of June 13, 2024. According to Classification Guru.Markets company PCB Bancorp, PCB, belongs to the subcategory Bank Classic. 233 organizations participate in the comparison. This is very representative. We start with summary information about the company. A little further we will study each parameter in more detail. If you're interested, you can pause the video. We invite you to consider each parameter of the company under study in more detail. Access to the table with the classification of tickers is absolutely free and free. We kindly ask you to share the link to the video with your friends. Market capitalization of the company PCB Bancorp. Valued at $0.21 billion. With a market capitalization of the subcategory of $1,020 billion. PCB Bancorp, PCB, accounts for a share of 0.021% and is one of the very small companies in the subcategory. The company's balance sheet capitalization is estimated at $0.28 billion. And the balance sheet capitalization of the subcategory is $961 billion. PCB Bancorp, PCB, constitutes a share of 0.029%. Comparing the occupied shares of stock exchange and balance sheet capitalization, we will see the following. Occupied share PCB Bancorp. In the subcategory when assessing market capitalization is 0.021%. The balance sheet capitalization is 0.029%. This is a 38% increase in market capitalization share. Assessment of the organization's share of market and book value in the subcategory. Good, 1 point. The company under study has debts of $0.056 billion. Debt to book capitalization amounts to 20% of capital. Score based on the level of the company's financial liabilities. Good, 1 point. The company's stock price to earnings ratio is 8.6. The subcategory average of 12 is 28% lower than the subcategory average. Assessment of the company's stock market value to profit ratio in comparison with companies in the subcategory. Good, 1 point. Profit for the last 12 months was $25 million. Forward earnings for the next 12 months are expected to be $26 million. 3.2% more than now. Assessment of projected future profits in comparison with companies in the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. Balance of company value to revenue 1.3. The average in the subcategory is 1.3, which is 0% higher than in the subcategory. Assessing the indicators of the exchange price to its revenue in comparison with indicators in the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. Revenue for the last 12 months was $170 million. Forward revenue for the next 12 months is tentatively expected to be $180 million. 6% more than currently. An assessment of the projected future revenue indicator in comparison with the indicators in the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. If you are interested in our analytics, Then please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell. It's free for you. You'll really help spread the channel Guru.Markets. Thank you so much for your all-important subscription. The sales margin is 14.7%, with an average in the subcategory of 11.2%. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 3.4%. Assessment of sales margins in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. The company's share in terms of the number of employees in the subcategory is 0.023%. This is 10% more than the share of market capitalization. And this fact reflects the imbalance of the company's current market price PCB Bancorp, PCB, most likely towards underestimation. The amount of market capital for each employee of the company is equal to $786,000. Whereas in the subcategory there are $847,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 7.2%. Estimation of the amount of capital per employee in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. The amount of profit for each employee of the company is $92,300. Average in the subcategory, $70,500. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 31%. Estimation of profit per individual company employee in comparison with indicators in the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. The amount of revenue per employee of the organization is $630,000. In the subcategory $628,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 0%. Estimation of sales volume per individual employee in comparison with indicators in the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. Shares are short 0.3%, with a subcategory average of 1.8%. This is an indicator of possible short squeeze risk. Technical indicator RSI, 14, shows a level of 46% for the company PCB Bancorp. Whereas in the subcategory this level is approximately 48%. Potentially, securities of the subcategory are valued in the same way as company shares PCB Bancorp, PCB. Comparing the price movement of a company's shares PCB Bancorp, PCB, and subcategory companies. We can see that over the last 12 months the company's shares PCB Bancorp showed a dynamics of -6.3%. Against price changes in the 6.3% subcategory. This does not clearly indicate anything, but it is necessary to keep this fact in mind. The overall result is as follows, 6.5 out of 10 points. The average result for the subcategory is 1.6 points. If you look very broadly, within the entire US stock market in aggregate, you can see that the average result for the entire market in aggregate is 0.4 points. Against the company's score of 6.5 points PCB Bancorp, PCB. Let's look at the order table, it is available. The link is in the pinned comment. The order table contains all decisions of the stock valuation information and reference System.GURU.Markets. Access to the order table is free, link in pinned comment. As a result of the valuation of the company's shares PCB Bancorp. Reference rating System.GURU.Markets, the decision was made. Open a deal because PCB Bancorp One of the most undervalued companies in the subcategory. Thank you all for watching to the end and for using the help system from Guru.Markets. You all truly are the coolest audience on the planet.